Hi, I'm Connie Hargis. I'm the principal at Williams High School, and Allie Mikowski, who will be speaking here pretty soon, brought Defined Learning to us from a conference that she went to, all about how to impact rural students. But we're in a small district. We have a small school, about 230 students, and it can be really difficult to have the opportunity to do big things with them without, major overhauls of systems. So she came to me with project-based learning and defined learning, and I got really excited because this is big stuff. This is best practices at work. And what I saw over the course of this past year with Allie and Najesh, who's not on with us, he's one of our high school math teachers. They really did a lot with PBLs and they brought it into their classrooms, increased student engagement and motivation. They increased the retention and recall, fostered really great collaboration and communication with between the students and other teachers who weren't doing the PBL, but they were reaching out for extra support. And then that real world connection. How many times do our kids ask us, well, why do I need to learn the Pythagorean theorem? Okay, well, here's some good reasons why. Here's how you actually use it in the real world. And these defined learning PBLs really take the skills that they're learning in isolation in a classroom and put them into that real world application, which is highly motivating. And, high school students in particular can be very resilient in their desire not to do more work. Um, they're they're creative in how they don't work, which puts a lot of effort into it. And so to just watch them come alive and request more time to go deeper into what they're learning is really exciting to see because this whole project, this one particular project, it took over campus wide. It was one grade. It was our juniors, a class of about 60 kids, and they were going and asking our CTE teachers, what do I need to know in order to do this thing? They were going to a math teacher that they've never had before and say, hey, we can't solve this math problem, but we know we need this equation. Can you check my work? They went to the science teachers, hey, what do we need to know about this? And these are kids, this particular group, these are the kids that never ask because they don't want to do it. And it just changed the whole culture on our campus last year and made them excited about learning something, and then made them go out and ask questions that they didn't ask before because they really think they should just be told stuff and that's how they learn. But this was the first time I've seen this particular group go out and seek knowledge, which is exciting.
Mm.
And it was really cool from my perspective. I'm out in the hallways quite a bit and hey, Dr. Hargis, did you see my 3D print? Let me tell you about it. Come with me. I'm going to drag you into this classroom that normally they're trying to escape and show me. And then they just talked about each piece as experts. And then we had to do this piece, and then we solved this equation. And I'm not going to lie, Hargis, that equation is nuts. But Mr. Grossman helped me with it, and I did this and I did that, and look what we did. And then they would even with the 3D prints, sometimes those 3D printers they delaminate, and just watching their face kind of fall because it wasn't perfect
Yeah.
and then they would talk to me about delamination and why it happens and what they learned from that. And,
Yeah.
um, you know, this particular group of kids, they really struggle to um, be in education. They struggle to be at school. They've been that way for a real long time. And to hear them so excited about what they're learning, to own it, to believe in it, and then to talk about it to everybody was a huge shift for this particular group. They all know me so well because they spent a lot of time in my office. And all of those kids were not in my office this year because they were busy learning. And it
Uh,
was a unique experience, I think, for our high school.
And I don't think we would have had that experience to bring it back to defined learning without defined learning, because the way that the projects are packaged, it's so incredibly professional and accessible for teachers. And you can scale it. So you can say, I'm going to take this piece of the project. The 3D printing was a recommendation within the Aquarium Designer project, and it gave me a rubric for it. So there were all these wonderful things that we wanted to do. And we knew, to Connie's point, that this group would be a great test group for defined learning because they do struggle with traditional educational models. This one, they kept asking me, when's the next project? So now what we've done is almost every novel study, no, I think every novel study that I ended up doing this year, we paired with a PBL. We did the podcast project, not exactly as it appeared in Defined, but we did Uncle Tom's Cabin and we podcasted themes on it. We then read The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. We did an influencer project. So it gave us a lot of, I don't know, that eye-opening that we needed to see the potential to pair something that had been boring and resistant in the past, like a novel study, with a real world project that they continue to ask what's next. And that wouldn't have been possible for me as a classroom teacher without having defined learning.